Hello, my love. Hello. How are you doing? I'm doing okay. Mm. Here I am again after what feels like a bit of a break. And I tell you what, this doesn't get easier, or at least it feels like it a bit. Yeah, was really hard again just to press the record button and actually start talking, but oh, I can do this. I can definitely do this. It feels a bit easier today in a way though, because it's really gorgeous day outside. It's really sunny and it really feels like spring is near, or I feel like it has sort of begun already a little bit by bit. And I also know that we have now officially entered the year of the fire horse according to the Chinese calendar. And yeah, it's really exciting. I don't know about you, but I can definitely feel it, I can sense it, that, I don't know, that this year is going to be big. But anyway, yeah, enough about that. But yeah, I guess I just wanted to quickly point it out because it definitely started with a bang here with me, because I almost broke my toe. I think it was pretty much the first day or something of the new year, or like, I know us who live in the Western world, New Year was already 2 months ago. But I have been really intrigued by this whole like what happens astrologically. I'm sorry, I still can't sometimes pronounce some hard words, but anyway. And yeah, I have been really intrigued by the Chinese calendar and how it affects. And yeah, anyway, yeah, I think it was like the first day of the fire horse or something when I just banged my toe so hard and intensively that it almost broke. I banged it on my bed's like side. There's like this board that goes around, and yeah, it's weird. But yeah, I was about to get up and then I got up too fast or something. I have no idea what happened, and then I banged it and it hurt so much. And my dog was a bit concerned, who was like lying next to me, and I couldn't even scream. It hurts so much. And yeah, but all is well. But yeah, it was quite of a start of the year of the fire horse, if you vibe with that. Okay, so let's go to this video's topic and more about what I'm gonna chat about to you today. Anyway, I just want to point out that I have been very good, and I actually have notes this time, which is like really weird. Like very out of the norm for myself, I would say. I would also like to point out that I live on quite a busy street, and I have already said this, but my windows aren't very insulating, so you can probably hear a lot of noise from the outside coming inside. And so yeah, that's what it is, if you're wondering. But anyway, yeah, so I think in this video I can finally start tapping more into the main thing, which is the spirituality and how I see it and experience it and how it shows in my life, and basically all the things that I have learned. And I just want to tell you more about my own personal story, basically how I got here. And yeah, this is gonna be now that how it all started. And I already said that I have always been quite spiritual. I have always sensed that there is something else, and I have been very, very sensitive, very intuitive, even as a child, etc., etc. But yeah, I would still say that I have been now on this a proper spiritual journey that began almost 10 years ago. So now let's take a time jump back to what happened almost 10 years ago. And so yeah, I'm just gonna go into it. So basically I was living in Finland still, and I was living in South Finland near Helsinki with my partner back then, and I had a quite good job, or like it was okay. And it, from the outside, it could have seemed like I had it all, although where I was living, it's not where I grew up in Finland. So I grew up in central part of the Finland, so all my friends from high school and things like that, they were still in the central part, and I was living in the south. So yeah, back then I was missing them quite a lot, and I was quite lonely still, although I did have new friends. I had lots of new friends, and also through my partner back then, and things like that. So life was definitely full still, or at least it seemed so. But I didn't have lots of hobbies, or yeah, it felt like I couldn't start. Well, this is maybe not how I would have described it back then, because I didn't understand lots of about these things, but I'm now starting to explain to you. But yeah, it felt like I couldn't start growing my roots into the ground, or into the life where I was based back then. And yeah, long story short, it just felt like something was missing, or actually quite a lot of was missing. And I had real trouble of basically just trying to figure out who I was, or like just understanding myself, like who I was and what I really wanted to do, because the job where I was working at back then wasn't the job that I wanted to stay forever. It was mainly just for paying the rent and things like that. So yeah, it always felt like something was missing. And now I also need to give you a little background story of how I have always struggled with the sense of myself, like always struggled with the phrase of like just be yourself, and just being myself. I really didn't understand what it meant. I always struggled. It almost felt like I couldn't quite tap into myself, and I was this goes already pretty deep now, but it felt a lot like almost performing throughout my life. And like what would be the word? why am I thinking like inhabit? Like basically like developing these different sort of characters through life, and it always it depended on in which company I was in, like company of people, like friends or people that I didn't quite know that well or whatever. I would it always felt a little bit like I would put this different mask on, and like almost like a different personality, which is wild, and which I obviously, like, I always knew and thought that like I shouldn't, like, this is probably not how other people operate and behave. And yeah, anyway, this is like, there's so much I could say about all that, because this has been the hardest part for me personally, like ever. But yeah, obviously, or of course, since then, and not very long ago at all, like I have already mentioned, but I then have begun to realize that I am indeed a neurodivergent, and I know that it's often like, especially when I was growing up back in the 90s, like there was almost no such thing as neurodiversity in girls, particularly. And so yeah, no one ever thought that like something would be going on, you know, like I definitely didn't think. I just thought that I was maybe a bit different or something, or like, or I don't know, or I just didn't know how to do life. Like it always seemed like everybody else knew how to do life, but I just didn't. But yeah, anyway, again, such a huge topic, and not gonna go into that too much, but like just as a background story of like, because when I say that I never really quite understood what it meant to be myself, this is all what prompted me to the next conclusion, which was basically that, oh well, everything is sort of like going well in my life. Now I'm talking about the timeline when I was living in Finland with my ex-partner, working in the job. So yeah, back to that timeline now. I was like, everything is going well, but there's something missing, and that something is pretty important and huge part of my life, which is basically me. But I just didn't quite realize it back then that well, I suppose, because then that prompted an idea in my head, which was just basically like, all I could think of back then was that I just want to go away. I want to go away somewhere by myself, preferably sitting on, like, I don't know why I had this image in my head, but I just wanted to go on top of the hill and like just sit there all alone. A little bit like a monk or something, I don't know. So yeah, then that's basically what I had to do. And not necessarily sitting on top of the hill per se, but yeah, I just wanted to go somewhere alone, and I realized that I really wanted to go traveling somewhere. And then I started to think that, well, what could be the destinations, what could be the countries that I could go to? Is it multiple countries? Is it just only one country? Like, what is going on, basically? I'm just like trying to seek the answers from within. And yeah, then I don't know, it just came from somewhere, like somewhere really deep. I found that I just really want to go to New Zealand. And basically that's what I did. I went to travel to New Zealand for 3 months, all by myself. But of course I met a lot of people along the way, and yeah, I was traveling with other people as well, but also traveling by myself, and that was the best. That was the absolute best, because, and I just knew it was all sort of meant to be, because I just met myself again, and I discovered so many parts of myself during that time, and it was absolutely like, yeah, meant to be. And what have I now written in here? I need to check. Oh yeah, I ended up using all my savings on the trip, so yeah, but I can talk about that a bit later. But yeah, it was one of these things that I just had to go. Oh yeah, and so I quit my job. I bought the plane tickets, and then I just went, and it was a bit awkward to explain all that to people and just be like, yeah, no, this is really what I need to do, and okay, thank you, bye. And also explaining that to my partner back then, and luckily, like, he was being really understanding, and obviously he was like, yeah, if you need to go, you need to go. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't often think about this time back, because it was also like hazy and lots of things happened. But yeah, anyway, if I just continue my story a bit, but yeah, I just went there, and like I said, I was there for 3 months, and then basically, okay, maybe I'll just say that first. No, okay, so when I came back, I actually ended up breaking up with my partner and moving back to my parents, and back to like where my friends were and things like that. And because that trip had already changed me so much, I just felt like there's no going back to what was before. And I knew that, or like, yeah, I know, and I knew that that could probably easily happen. Like, I don't know, it sort of didn't come as a big surprise for me, but it was all like, it was messy back then, like trying to navigate all this and really understand all this. But it was also really, I would say, happened very naturally as well. I don't know, a lot of this is also really personal, so I don't want to like reveal too much out in the internet, and yeah, I don't want to reveal things that I don't feel comfortable of like revealing or like speaking about, because yeah, anyway. But yeah, basically, that trip just changed everything, absolutely everything in my life. Because also what happened was that was the start of my personal spiritual journey, and I knew it was really meant to be, like I have said multiple times now already, but it really was. And I felt like, yeah, I have actually, no, I have written it on the other one, because I wanna do like, I wanna do a separate video talking about a little bit like what happened in New Zealand, and like I said, it all feels very personal to me, so I don't wanna go too much into it now. But yeah, basically, hold on, let me just read my notes for a while to trying to like figure out what I wanted to say. Yeah, I don't know. So basically, New Zealand unlocked the spirituality in me, and when I came back, I started to like understand what I experienced in there, and I started to embody and integrate spirituality more in me. Does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah, it was really huge thing for me. But yeah, that's basically the quick story of how, or like, yeah, how everything, hello, how everything started and why it started. And yeah, I hope this sort of made sense. It's such a big subject again that it's really hard trying to make it fit into a very small amount of time, and like trying to explain it very understandably, like so you can understand what I'm trying to say basically. And also trying to think like, oh, what do I really want to say, and like how much do I want to keep to myself. But like I said, I'm gonna finish this one here, and I'm gonna tap more into the actual New Zealand part on my next video, and I'm gonna tell you more what happened there. Well, yeah, we'll see. Anyway, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much for watching this video and sticking around. And also hello if you are new and you're watching this. And yeah, I hope you're getting something out of this. I don't know what, yeah, anyway. Okay, I'll see you very soon. Okay, bye.